well. We are a society in transition in Malaysia. I believe, the saying about the X and Y generation, and the generation of people like some of us here, including myself, we went through the period in which we saw the difficulties in nation building in Malaysia. We saw how challenging, how a lot of things could have gone wrong in Malaysia. For example, if we did not build the trust within the various racial and ethnic groups in Malaysia, a lot of things could have gone wrong. I mean, who could have imagined that the dark episode of 13 May in 1969, we could have recovered so quickly after that? And who could have imagined the then Prime Minister had so much powers as Director of Anggaran, my late father, Tun Razak, had the powers of Cabinet and Parliament all rolled into one person. Can you imagine that overwhelming powers that he had? But even at that time, I mean, we're talking about that 1969-70 period, 40 years ago, he had no intention whatsoever of keeping those awesome powers in him. And he couldn't wait for the day that he would surrender those absolute powers back to the people through Parliament and to restore parliamentary democracy. But it didn't go wrong. And today, that generation, we were school kids at that time, now we're not so young anymore. We have been given the trust and responsibility to be part of the leadership of the country. But we do not forget easily those difficult periods in our history, that a lot of things could have gone wrong. But they didn't go wrong because we had the foresight, we had the wisdom to do things in a way we thought was best for the nation. So similarly, when the last few days when we were faced with some of the challenges, I decided that the most important thing, together with my colleagues in government, is to ensure that nothing could go wrong in our nation. Imagine if you have a street demo, one day you have 10,000 people wearing yellow t-shirt. What happens if, UMNO has got 3 million members? What happens if we give the instruction, say, just 1/3 of them demonstrate, 1 million out in the street? What will happen? There'll be total mayhem in Kuala Lumpur. And imagine if in that such a big group, there'll be some people who got this crazy notion. They see some body in the street and start to attack them. They see some shop lots, they start to torture shop lots. What happens to this country? Could we take the risk? Is it worthwhile for us to take the risk? I don't think so. I think as Prime Minister, it is my duty to protect the lives and property of all Malaysians.